Hi, I'm Chef Sarah Glover, and it is starting to warm up here in California. Well, it's always pretty warm here, but to celebrate, I thought it would be fun to put a little smoky twist on a classic sangria recipe. Sangria typically is very fresh and fruity and fun and vibrant, but I thought I would add a little bit of a smoky twist. So I have been smoking my oranges, which I'm going to use for my orange juice, over the coals for probably about 45 minutes. You can see that it's got a nice charcoal kind of color to the skin. All that citrus that's inside there, the juices and that aromatics have started to open up, and essentially that's what heat does. It starts to cook it down, open it up. You don't want to cook it too long. You just want it enough that it's going to open up all the juices and add a little bit of smokiness. Now this is a blood orange. So I've got a couple of blood oranges. I've also got some apple, and this that looks like it's totally blackened and charcoal is actually a pear. So we're going to crack that open and add it in as well. All right, so step one with your sangria is you're going to put in about 3 tablespoons of sugar into whatever little contraption you have. This is all I could find. If you've got a pitcher, you can use a pitcher. I kind of like the idea of a little bit of an open bowl, because you can really make sure you're going to muddle all of your ingredients together. And what I've got here is I've got some fresh orange that I'm going to pop into my pitcher, and I've also got some of the smoked apple. Now, a key with your oranges when you're preparing it is you really want to make sure you get the pith off it, which is like the white stuff on your orange, which can actually tend to be a little bitter in flavor. So just make sure when you're cleaning it up that you're getting rid of all of that white rind or pith off your orange, and any pits as well, because the pits are also going to be a little bitter to taste. You don't want to be biting into them. So just going to give them a chop up. This is really up to you how you want to chop your fruit up. I tend to be a little loosey-goosey with my chopping skills. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a wooden spoon and we're just going to muddle it in together. And the idea with the muddling is you're basically opening up all the juices that are in the fruit, and you're basically using the sugar, and it's going to start to caramelize that flavor together. Tell you what, it's been a while since I've made sangria and I'm really excited. This is such a fun recipe to do while you're out camping with your friends. Also, as you're lighting your fire, you can put that fruit up to smoke over it while it's starting to get lit and ready for you to be able to cook your dinner. This is a really fun recipe. Great way to get the party started. Now, I've also got a little bit of an interesting ingredient here, and this is actually a pear. I use this, I cook pear like this, and I use it for multiple different things. So I could do it for savory, I'll do it with my cheeses if you want to do some fire cheeses. I'll also serve it with dessert, so maybe like a custard, or put it on cake, and all you simply do is throw this pear into the coals of the fire. You want to make sure it's in the coals rather than in the direct flame, because the idea is that you're going to actually just burn your pear. I know it sounds crazy, right? What chef wants to burn anything? And so what happens is as you burn it, it basically creates this crust and skin layer over your pear, and it essentially poaches the pear in its own juices in the coals and gets this incredible smoky flavor, which is going to be so delicious in our sangria. It's really going to add just elevate your sangria slightly. And I know that I was saying that sangria typically is fresh and fun and fruity, and it's like a real summer thing, but perhaps it's winter where you are, and perhaps you're watching this in winter time, and this could be a really nice way to sort of warm up your sangria recipe by adding a slightly more smoky flavor profile to it. So I'm just adding in 1 pear into my little pot here, and I'm going to muddle that around. I really think I would have loved being a cocktail. What do you call it? Cocktailologist or something? Is that what you call it? Drinkologist?
Mixologist?
Mixologist. I think it would be fun playing around with all these. Actually, a mixologist could be watching this going, Sarah, this is not even a good idea. But hey, let's try this. It's all about being a little kid, having fun, and being creative, right? Okay, so we've got pear, we've got apple, we've got oranges, we've got a little bit of white sugar, and now I'm gonna add in my rum, or you can do brandy, and we're gonna put about 1/3 of a cup in there. So you know, heavy handed, about 1/3 into my little witch's pot here. And I'm gonna stir it up. Yum! It's already smelling so fantastic. Now you want to muddle it. The idea is that you're just getting all of that flavor profile to incorporate into one another before adding your red wine. Now you can use a Spanish red wine. I've actually chosen a Beaujolais, and the idea is that you want to keep it like not too heavy on the tannins. So you want to keep it light and fruity and fun. So when selecting your wines, go for a Spanish red, or why not try a French Beaujolais? And so I'm just muddling this around. It's looking super fantastic. We're going to put in some orange juice. I nearly forgot the orange juice. So these are my oranges that I've been smoking on the fire, and the idea with that is that when you add heat to it, it's going to open up all of our citrus and make it extra juicy. So watch how juicy this is. It's almost falling into my pot here. Oh, it's actually a little hot. Huh. You can't see that on the camera. All right, there's one. We're going to go for about 1/3 of a cup. 2. Squirting everywhere. Give it a stir, muddle. Let's go 3. Smoking hot. This looks so good. I tend to eyeball my measurements a little bit. This is my blood orange, which is pretty fun. I'll put some blood orange in there. Doesn't matter if you get a little bit of the actual flesh itself in the little cauldron. Beautiful. Oh yeah, smells fantastic. This feels like it's a little bit like a mulled wine in a way. Okay, so now I'm going to add in my Beaujolais. Into the pot it goes. You know, you might be on a road trip and perhaps there's strawberry farms around. You could add in some strawberries into there. I also picked some really beautiful flowers. So I've got some nasturtium here, and I've got some sage flower that's got like some sage that's gone to flower here, and I'm gonna use that to decorate my cup with. All right, so it's looking super great, really fantastic. Fresh, fruity, with just a hint of smoke. I didn't even need this contraption. I was like so excited to use it too, because it's just so gosh dang juicy. We've got a couple of our little tumblers here. These are obviously very handy for when you're around the campfire, because you can't break them, and it just keeps things a little chilled for a little longer. So we're gonna put some ice in our cup. Now I know you're thinking, Sarah, if I'm out camping, I'm not always gonna have ice. That's totally fine. You know what, this is gonna take bloody fantastic with or without ice. I just happen to have the convenience of a little bit of ice with me. And we're gonna pour our sangria into our cup, chill it down, and I'm gonna garnish it with a little nasturtium and a couple of these little wild sage leaves. I really encourage you, if you've never foraged for any wild herbs or flowers before, to get a book on it, or start to follow someone on social media who knows a lot about foraging. And there's actually some fantastic apps you can get as well and put them on your phone to help identify flowers and different herbs. All right, we'll fill our cup up with our smoky sangria and another little wild nasturtium. You can also just pick the leaves, little flower petals of the nasturtium as well, and put them on there. You can also add the nasturtium to your salads. Possibilities are limitless. All right, I think this is it. I think we're done with my smoky sangria. Cheers. I'm tasting a little bit of smoke. I'm tasting a little bit of the rum. I'm tasting some freshness from the fruit, but actually I think the smokiness is just adding this kind of like depth that I've never had before. And because it's chilled, it's not like a mulled wine or anything, you know, it's like my brain's having a little bit of a, you know, a spaz out. It's like, what is going on here? What have you done, Sarah Glover? But I'm loving every minute of it. Just need some friends to join me now. You want to try a little bit? Come on over. This is my friend Jay-Z.
Heck yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey.
Welcome to the farm. Oh, that's great.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to add this to the menu next time I come and cook.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. Amazing.
Smoky sangria. Hey, nothing like a little bit of booze middle of the day.